So if you were gone, this is for Tuesday, March 7th. We did this in class. This is a worksheet you can print off, or a lot of people just did graphs of sine and cosine on their on a piece of graph paper. So the important parts I thought were that you label this in going by pi's over sixes. So count by pi over 6. And then your graph needs to go up to +1 and down to -1. So on the unit circle, that was probably a bad thing for me to do. Never get that lined up again. Close enough. When we think of, like, for example, pi over 6 is here, and 0. If I think of these points for sine, if I plug in 0, sine of 0 is 0. So if I was making a table, sine of 0 is 0. This would be plug in theta and get out y. When it's an x here, it doesn't matter. Pi over 6, or 30 degrees, gives me 1/2. So then I'm going to plot 1/2 here. Pi over 3 is my next thing that I'm going to graph here. I'm going to kind of count by 30s. Or 60s, yeah, 30s. And then I should get square root of 3 over 2. As a decimal, that's 0.866, so that's like here. And then this will be pi over 2, and it'll be 1. And then you should be able to keep going with any of these points around the unit circle. Next, so this is 7, so this would be 3 pi, so 4 pi over 6, so 2 pi over 3 will be next. And I'm expecting you to be able to plot some points on this that in the end looks something like this. And now I feel like I've missed a piece because you should end at 12 pi over 6. And the sine graph looks something like this then. It asks for the period. The period is 2 pi. It takes one cycle to start from the middle. You go to the top, the middle, the bottom, and then back to the middle where you would start going up again. So this is a periodic function that starts kind of at 0, 0, goes up, back to the middle, down, and then back to the middle, and then it would start again here. Cosine is similar. Awesome, that's not moving. Cosine is similar in that you're going to make your table exactly the same. But when you think about cosine, theta and y, if I put in 0, you get out 1. So this one's going to go here. Put in pi over 6, and instead of 1/2, you're going to get the square root of 3 over 2, which is 0.866. So that's going to go here. So again, just plotting the points. And I know I'm doing this quickly. But here's one cycle then of cosine. And so for Tuesday, the main idea was getting sine and cosine plotted on a piece of graph paper so that we can continue forward with them tomorrow.